Good afternoon, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am going live a lot later than I usually do. I am usually live on Wednesday mornings. I completely forgot, though, that in summer school, I have to teach 5 days a week, not just 4. So today I was at work instead, and I will be for the next 2 weeks as well. And then I'll be on holidays and back to my regular 9 a.m. schedule. So here I am anyways with my Wednesday video. And hopefully, if you haven't been able to join me before, you'll get to see my stuff and at least watch it on the replay when I go back to my 9 a.m. time slot. So I am going to switch over directly to my desktop and we're going to get started crafting. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful day. It's super sunny here in Port Coquitlam, and we've been having a fantastic day. So I'm going to be creating with the Ice Cream Swirl stamp set, and I also have the dies that I am going to use, although for the particular cards I'm doing, they are kind of optional. You could fussy cut the pieces that we're going to do. So that's kind of nice. I do highly recommend them, though. They're really nice to have. All right, so I'm going to put these things off to the side, and we are going to get started crafting. So the first card that I have for you today is actually, oh, good evening, Kim, is actually a case. I changed it up a bit from Scrap Happens Here with Darla. I just loved her idea of having everything kind of scattered everywhere. And so I copied that and then changed it up a bit to make it how I wanted it. So really fun, really busy, but really fun card. Let's put that to the side and we're going to grab the stuff that we need. So this is a card class to go, which means that you're free to watch the video today. But if you wanted to get all the bits and pieces and a printed tutorial and everything, with extra cookie topping, yeah. If you wanted to get the printed tutorial and all the card bits and everything to craft with me, or to follow the replay to recraft with me, a $60 order gets you that automatically if you use my host code, which is in the description of this video. So, and you get enough stuff to make 2 of each of the cards that you're going to see here today. So I'm just starting here with a piece of basic white cardstock, and I am going to ink up the ice cream topper and put this down on kind of an angle. And then I am going to do this a second time on the opposite angle down near the bottom. Now, I mean, you could get really crazy here and just kind of go in and stamp these like wherever. You know what? I don't want to actually have to wipe up my desktop today. So I'm going to grab just a scrap piece of paper for this. Just Memento Black just gets a little messy. And all right, and I'm going to come in and stamp that down there in the bottom. Now with that done, I am going to grab my very, very messy, but still works perfectly, Simply Chamois, and I'm going to clean this up because we are actually, oh, yikes, we're actually done with our ice cream topper, and I need this block for our ice cream cone. So I'm going to take that off of our block. Now, when you're peeling these off, this one's a pretty solid image, so you don't have to worry. But if you're peeling off any of the thinner ones, like if I was peeling off this cone, just be aware when you're pulling on smaller bits, like you don't want to pull too hard and have them break. So like when I pick up the cone, I'll actually always start from the base where it's thicker, instead of pulling from the top. All right, so now I'm going to pop that on. And I'm going to get my black ink again, and I am going to put this on there. So when it's a big image like this, I like to ink my stamp instead of putting my stamp into my ink. All right, and then for this one, I'm going to stand up and make sure both sides are lining up with my ice cream. And there we go. All right, now I am going to stamp my cone one more time, kind of up here in the top corner. So again, I'm going to ink my image, not my image to my ink. And I'm going to put that in like that. All right, so we've got 2 bits of cone, 2 bits of ice cream. We're now done with that. And put that to the side. And I'm going to start stamping with some smaller images. So now I'll put my ink face up. It's hard to put the ink to smaller images, way easier to put our images to the ink. And I am going to have some fun stamping. So I'm going to start with a donut up there and a donut down here. And then I'm going to grab my strawberries. Now I'm kind of starting with my larger images and working down to my smaller images. Okay, and I'm going to stamp a strawberry there and a strawberry there. And it might not end up, in fact, it definitely won't end up exactly like my first card because I just don't have enough space to do it exactly the same way. I don't have enough space to put a strawberry there. But let's see, do I have enough space to squeeze in a cherry? I do. There we go. So this is the nice part about this card is you just squeeze in what you can squeeze in. All right. So there we go. And another one there. And I might not even, oops, yikes. I might not even end up with the yum, yum, yum on here. In fact, I think I'm going to skip it entirely. I just don't have the space. So I'm going to pop another strawberry top on there and another cherry in there. So it's okay if your card is different each time when you create this. And if your card doesn't turn out exactly like mine did, that is totally fine. All right. And I'm going to put another cherry in right there. Beautiful. All right, so we've really crammed a lot of stuff onto this card front, and we're going to actually stamp our donut. I don't need this anymore now because we're not stamping off the edges. We're going to stamp our donut, our strawberry, and our cherry one more time each. And we can just do that in a row. I am going to try and keep a little bit of space between each of them. There we go. And if you're watching the replay, I mean, this is live right now, but if you make a purchase and get the kit and everything and are watching the replay on this, feel free to pause it and do everything that we're doing twice so that you can make your 2 cards simultaneously. All right. And one last bit of stamping with our black ink here. I'm going to grab a banner. This is the largest Stylish Shapes banner. And somewhere I had a sentiment that said, hope your day is sweet. Maybe I put it away. I did not. So now we get to scour the desktop looking for that image. Oh, it's right in front of me. That's why I couldn't see it. Oh my goodness. We're going to take that Hope Your Day is Sweet and stamp this onto our banner, but we're not going to center it. We're going to center it top to bottom, but I'm putting it kind of off to the right-hand side. And so that was with Memento Black. So all of our stamping so far has been with Memento Black ink. Oh, and you know what? We're going to do 2 more bits of stamping. Sorry, as I put the lid on my ink, I realized we still have the inside of our card and the envelope to do. And I saved these for last because this is actually where we're going to pull in a technique. I didn't even bother with a technique for the cover, for the front of our card, but for this one, we're going to pull in a technique because I don't want to use dimensionals or anything in my card. I am going to stamp my donut right there. And then I'm actually going to grab a sticky note. You could also use a piece of masking paper, but this is a small enough image. I'm just going to use a sticky note. And I'm going to stamp a donut onto my sticky note. Now I made sure to stamp it up kind of towards where the sticky part of my sticky note is. And then I am going to, oh, there they are. I'm going to use my paper snips to just quickly cut out this donut. Okay, so I'm just going to zing around the edges. I'm not going, like, I'm not leaving a big border on this, but I'm also not like getting rid of the black. I'm just kind of cutting right along the black line. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So I've got that cut out now. My donut is sticky. That's a good thing. And I'm now going to lay out my cutout donut over top of my stamped donut. And I'm going to grab my strawberry. And I am going to put my strawberry here beside my donut. I'm going to pop another strawberry up here behind my donut. And let's see. And then I'll just do kind of one loose little cherry off to the side there. Now when I peel this away, voila, my strawberries are hidden behind my donut and it all looks really professional and well done. And now we're going to repeat something similar on our envelope. Now for my envelope, I'm actually going to put my donut over in the left-hand corner. And then I'm going to cover it up. And I'm going to pop a strawberry on there. And this time I'm going to put the cherry hiding up in the back. There we go. And maybe a second one. Now I could also mask my cherry if I wanted. And another one. So we're going to have a little mess of fruit over here. All right. So just kind of changing it up and doing that. So you can keep your little donut and do that multiple times. And you could do it with the other fruits too. I just chose the donut because it's quick and easy to cut out. Okay, so now we get to start putting our card together and also doing some coloring. So I'm not going to color my envelope or my insert on screen because it's a lot of coloring, and you guys will get the idea from when we do the front of our card. So I'm going to grab the front of my card, and I am going to start with my soft seafoam ink, only because I want to be able to then go ahead and do some more stamping on here. So I want to get that part colored quickly. So I am going to take my light soft seafoam, double adjectives there, and I am going to color, double check this is my light. Yeah, it is good. I'm going to color my ice cream with my light soft seafoam. So I was kind of thinking this is like mint chocolate chip, but of course mint ice cream isn't like a vibrant green. It's that really nice soft green. Or maybe it's a pistachio ice cream with a little bit of cookie crumble on it. I don't know. But something nice and light and pastel-y. We're not going for, lime sorbet here. Okay, now I just want ice cream for dessert for dinner instead of dinner for dinner. So I'm just doing quite a quick pass. Like I'm not taking my time with this, and I'm going to do my other one as well. Just really quick passes with the light soft seafoam. All right. Here we go. Awesome. All right, now that we've got that done, we're going to take our dark soft seafoam, and I'm just going to quickly run along the bottom edge of each of the swirls with my dark soft seafoam. There we go. So just like that. And around like this. And there we go. So it's just adding a little bit of extra color to this. And we're going to do that to our other one here as well. Just down like this. All right. Oops, there we go. This one's a bit trickier because it goes off the page, but there we go. All right, so we've got that color added in. So that was our soft seafoam blends. And now I'm going to do some more stamping on this. So we've got this kind of sprinkles image, and I'm going to grab my early espresso ink and I don't know, add the chocolate chips or the cookie crumble or whatever you think it is. And so I'm just kind of rotating my image as I do this so that I don't end up with the same kind of pattern or pieces in like, so it doesn't look like I've just kind of repeated. Now right here we're getting a little tricky. I can mask this or just skip it and not bother stamping anything. I think I'm going to mask it because I would like an image there down in the corner. So I just covered it up so it wouldn't go off the page. And I'm going to do the same thing. Oops, I think I just put my thumb and my finger in ink. I'm going to do the same thing right there, just so I can get a little bit more on without going off my ice cream. All right, now I'm going to grab my chamois. Oh, mint chocolate chip. Yeah. Oh, I love it. All right, so I don't know if you guys know this, but your chamois is also great if you get ink on your fingers. It won't take the stain off your finger necessarily, but it takes the ink off your fingers so you won't get ink marks all over the place. All right, so we've got that done. Now we get to color in the rest of our stuff. I'm going to start with my pecan pie now. I'm going to use my light pecan pie, and the first thing I'm going to do is just very quickly do one full coat of pecan pie on both of my cones. Try as best as you can not to like go over the same spot more than once. We want just like a nice light quick layer of light pecan pie. All right. Down like this. So I'm just doing my edges quickly so that I can then go across quickly and not have to worry about slowing down as I get to my edges. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got our whole cone, both of them colored. Hi, LA. Now I'm going to take the fine tip of my dark pecan pie and I am going to go over the spots that have lines on them, basically. So do the whole crosshatch and everything and all the little bits that they've got in there, extras, to the full thing. All right, and cross the other way. And so this is my dark that I'm doing this with. So just making this quite a bit darker. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If you miss some, it's all good. And we're going to do that to this upper cone as well. There we go. And so this is, I don't know, I like playing with blends because they're quick, they're easy, they're forgiving. And now we're going to take our light pecan pie and we're going to come back in and add a bit more color. Actually, yeah, we're going to just do this with light. So I'm going to just draw in a little ways from each side, and I'm going to leave a little empty spot in the middle. Okay, then I'm going to come in just half of that way. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. And then the same thing down on the bottom of our cone. And like I'm not being careful about this at all. the only real thing here is like, don't let the two sides connect when you're going in like that. And then that little one again, and that little one again. All right, now I've got a little bit more of a line in the middle than I really wanted. So to help blend that out, I'm going to do one more full pass across the whole thing to help blend that. But I'm not going to do it down on the bottom part because it's not really as dark and obvious on the bottom. All right, now on the top, we're going to come in and give that curve here too. So do that light and then do the second. And then over on this side, we'll do less of it because we have less space. And so that just gives us now like an illusion of a curve to our cone. So that's kind of fun. Now, before we put away our pecan pie, we're going to grab the fine tip end of our dark again. And we're going to come in and give a little color to all of our cherry stems. I think I got them all. And then also for the one cherry that's going to go on the front. Fantastic. And we have one last piece of work with our pecan pie, and that is on our donut. So you can use the fine tip or the wide tip. If you use the wide tip, use a really light hand so that you're getting the tip of the wide tip so that we can color in our donut. Okay, so very, very gentle, especially on this centerpiece as you're trying to go around that hole. Very, very gentle so that we don't get too much. All right, and one more donut up here. All right, there we go. Okay, just like that. And down here. So there's a lot of coloring with this set, but it's actually some really fun, easy coloring. You just put pecan pie blends on your list. Awesome, LA. You won't regret it. Now I'm just coming back through with my fine tip, still of my light pecan pie, and just going over those little marks that they've got to kind of make that pop. All right, so we're going to need pecan pie again on another card. We're going to get started coloring our strawberries now. So I'm always torn. Do I want bright strawberries, light strawberries? I think for this one, sorry, not our strawberries, our cherries. We're going to use Poppy Parade for our cherries on this one because it's going to give them that like maraschino cherry look. Lighter, brighter, not those delicious summer like Bing cherries or anything that you can get, but like these are, we're talking full on maraschino cherries, bright, bright red, almost ready to glow. And so that's our Poppy Parade blends. And we're going to do our one extra one here too. And once we've got them colored with our light Poppy Parade and they're all glowy, we're going to come back through with our dark Poppy Parade with the thin tip. And gotta love the Stampin' Up! Artists. They've already shown us where to put our darkened spots. So we're going to come through and do that just where they told us to. Okay. Beautiful. Then we're going to grab our real red and we're going to have some nice darker, beautiful strawberries. Now I'm going to come through and color. So this is the light real red that I'm using for the strawberry right now. Light real red on there. And again on here. Yeah, and back over here for our bonus strawberry. Okay, so we've colored them all in light real red. Now we're going to take our dark real red fine tip and we're going to come down the edge of this strawberry, all of them, just in that spot where they showed us to go a bit darker. Okay, awesome. Now, instead of going over all the little specks there with our darker one, you got some choices. You could use a color lifter, although I didn't put that on our list of supplies. What I'm going to do is a little lemon lolly. So this is light lemon lolly. And we're just coming in here because have you ever noticed strawberry seeds have a little bit of a yellowish tinge to them? And I figured since we're using this on another card, might as well pop on in and do that. So just basically everywhere where they've got a little dot for a strawberry seed, you're going to do a little dash with your lemon lolly. And you don't see it right away, but with a little bit of time, it starts to take away the color. Thank you. And let's see if I can get a nice up close view to show you guys that. I'm not sure if that's really showing up, but in person is not overpowering, but it's subtly there that those little spots for the seeds are lighter. Oh, I'm figuring there's definitely a trip in my future. We're so fortunate / unfortunate. We're about a 10-minute walk away from a DQ. It can be deadly. All right. Now our final two colors, we've got Flirty Flamingo for our donuts here. And so I'm actually just grabbing my light Flirty Flamingo. And again, use kind of a light touch with this. So you're just using the tip and not getting Flirty Flamingo everywhere. But we're going to color in little icing strips on our donut. Now, of course, you guys feel free to color your stuff however you want. You want your cherries and your strawberries the same color? No problem. You don't want light colored seeds? No problem. You want a fully pink donut? No problem. Like, do it your way. Okay. And then I'm going to take that fine tip of the Flirty Flamingo dark this time and come through and go over those little accent lines. There we go. And you're probably thinking, oh, she's done, but there's actually one more color. We're going to use dark Granny Apple Green to give some beautiful tops to our strawberries. There we go, down here. There, and one more. There we go. All right. We are finished our coloring. Now, of course, if you're making this at home and you stamp the inside and you stamp the envelope like I did, you still have those to color. All right. I've got mine sitting off here to the side. I'm not going to color mine on screen. We're just working on the front of the card today. Now, I am going to get my light Flirty Flamingo pen back. And I'm going to use my paintbrush tip. And I'm going to color over in kind of a fat way, like push down. And well, don't push, you don't want to wreck your tip, but get your paintbrush tip wide. Don't be all gentle with it. And we're going to color over the word sweet so that it pops out in pink. The other alternative to that is you could get a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock and stamp the sweet on there and then fussy cut it. This is way faster though and gets pretty much the same end result. All right, now we can start creating. We're going to take our beautiful piece here, and yours is going to change where you want this depending on how your stamping turned out, where things ended up landing. I am going to put this up just a little bit higher than I did on my original card, I think, so that it is not covering up both my cherries. And then I'm going to take a piece of Flirty Flamingo twine. This is from the Twine 3-color pack. And I'm going to wrap it around twice, loop that string underneath both threads, and tie a knot. Okay, so I've got that tied in a knot now, and now I can worry about making my bow. I'm still not going to worry too much about it being placed exactly where I want it, because we'll be able to squish it around But for now, I am worried about getting that bow tied. It's going to be kind of sideways, and then we're going to let the ends flop, or we can let them stand up. It's going to be totally up to you. How big you leave your bow is also going to be completely up to you. Do you want an itty bitty teeny tiny dainty bow? Do you want a big floppy bow? What do you like? Okay, I think actually I'm going to make mine a bit smaller and trim my ends so that they can stay flinging out the sides. All right. So I'm going to trim that and trim that. All right. Now, it's not linen thread. No, it's the 3-color combo. So it's actually, do I have all 3 in here? No, I'm missing my blue right now. It's Lemon Lolly, Flirty Flamingo, and Balmy Blue all in one pack. I have my Balmy Blue on the other table, though, for a butterfly card. All right. With that tied, actually, we're not going to do that yet. We're not going to put it down yet. We're going to add our sentiment. Now, I realize my sentiment is not fully on my page. That is perfectly fine. We're actually going to snip off part of it. Okay. So I want to put this down with dimensionals at the top and bottom so that I have space for that twine to go in between. And I want to put this down over top of the twine and leave space over here to put some fruit. Okay, so I'm going to pop this down and trim up what's hanging off the edge. Okay, basically, you don't want the second V to come in. You want to be trimming this before that second V comes into your card. So I'm just going to flip this over. Oh, summer school today was awesome. I got to meet my class today. A lot of them are younger siblings of students I've previously taught. And it was just a lot of fun. We just read some silly books and did some get to know you activities, 2 truths and a lie. The kids are hilarious. With their 2 truths and a lie. Sometimes it's so obvious what their lie is, and other times it's like, what? Are you kidding me? Yeah, so it was fun. Looking forward to tomorrow. All right. It's also really easy to have fun with kids when you know you get to go home at lunchtime. You don't stay and get too tired. I came home, had a little lunch, and had a nap before going out to drumming with my kiddo. All right, so now we've got that glued together. So our card is coming together. If you're doing this on replay and you've had a chance to color this, I would pop it onto the inside. I'm going to hold off and also color your envelope. I'm going to hold off on doing that though. And our last thing is to cut these out. So if you have the dies, go grab them. If you do not, you're going to fussy cut them, leave a little bit of a border. And then for the donut, once you've got this fussy cut, get yourself a hole punch, like the single hole punch, and punch out the center. Okay. Now, because I have the die cuts though, I say I have them, and I know I had them at the beginning. Oh, there they are. But they walked off my desk. I'm going to grab all 3, the strawberry, the cherry, and the donut. And I'm going to grab my mini machine. Before I do this, I'm also going to have a sip of the most magnificent looking coffee that was brought down to me. Lovely. All right. And so when I line these up, I look for the lines that are painted on, like drawn onto the donut, and line them up so that they're just underneath. And one of the ways you do it, that's going to put your there's a flat side on this donut, kind of weird. It's going to put your flat side in the right spot. Strawberry and the cherries, a bit easier to figure out how to line them up next to their stems. But yeah, that's my little trick with the donut, is to make sure that all those lines are on one side of the bar that goes through our donut. All right, so I've got all those lined up. I'm going to pop the top on there, finish up our sandwich, and roll through. There we go. All right. I'm going to keep this close by because we're going to need it on our next card as well. All right. So there you have it. All 3 pieces. Let's see. I'm going to pop these in there. All 3 pieces nicely cut out. And one donut hole to go. All right. Now we're going to bring these back in. You can use whatever adhesives you want to attach these. I personally am using mini glue dots. So you could also lay this out before you start gluing to make sure it's how you want it. I'm just going to kind of go for it. So I'm going to put my donut down here and just kind of squeeze it in so it's not covering up my words. So it might fall off more or less. I don't know. You'll wait and see. Then I'm going to put mini glue dot on my strawberry. And you can decide if you're going to tuck it behind your donut or put it in front of your donut. I think I'm, again, going to put mine, but make sure it's staying on your card. Don't let it go off the card front. Okay. And then finally, a mini glue dot on the back of your cherry. I'm going to put this one up near my stem because that way it'll for sure land on the label I'm trying to put it on. And pop that in there. All right. So that is our first card finished. I also promise you this is the longest, busiest, most coloring card that there is. And it's so worth it. It's such a cute card. All right. So that's card number 1. So when you make a $60 order and get your card kit and everything, you'll get the stuff you need to make 2 of this card. You just need to have your own stamps and colors and adhesives at home. So you'll want to order this stamp set to make that $60 purchase. All right, so card number 1. Card number 2 is almost an exact case from a card from our old catalog. I just changed up the embellishment and the sentiment and the background stamp, or embossing folder rather. And I've used that gorgeous swirl. I don't know, to me, this looks like donuts falling into a glass of milk. I love it. So, okay, again, we're going to pop that off to the side and we'll grab all of our bits. So here we go. We've got a thick basic white card base. We've got a basic white embossed layer that's embossed with the So Swirly embossing folder. I absolutely adore this folder. And we're just going to get started straight away gluing this down. Now, you're going to see that both sides of the So Swirly embossing folder look amazing. There is no right or wrong side for this folder. It's really which one do you prefer, or which one did you accidentally smudge ink on? Cover that side up. There's no right or wrong with this So Swirly though. Oh, the folder's on your list. Oh, yes. It is a must-have. You know, I've used it to represent sand, water, wind, milk now. Just a fun background, spilt paint. Like, the possibilities are endless with this one. You can add color to it, all sorts of things. I say you can add color to it, but I have only done that once on a coffee card. All right, now we're going to do some stamping. Let's start with our donuts because they're easy. Super duper simple. You've got a piece of cardstock, you've got a donut stamp, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you don't even need to worry about spacing unless you've got multiple die sets, because you can't die cut more than 1 at a time. Unless you have 3 sets of the dies, in which case, wow, can I come to play in your craft room? Because that'd be nice. Okay. we're going to use our embossing buddy on our piece of black here, just because fingers have oils, even if you've just washed them, and they leave stuff behind. Then we're going to grab Versamark ink. Mine is a little messy. I don't know what happened. Somehow I stamped in crumb cake, and then I stamped into my Versamark with that, oh, what's it called? The drizzling droplets, like full background stamp, and I just made it so messy. But Versamark still works even if it's ugly and messy. Yay, Versamark. So here we go. I'm gonna just try and get a bit more onto our tea. Oh, yay. Throwing powder everywhere now. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not even worried too much about cleaning up around this one, because we're going to fussy cut this sentiment. So we've got that covered in our white embossing powder. Now I'm going to hold on to it with my reversible tweezers. Now these tweezers, the tray, the embossing buddy, and the little paintbrush all come together in what's called our embossing additions kit. If you don't have it, oh, I recommend it. I actually have multiple kits because I love having multiple trays and keeping my my powders all out in trays and not having to pull them out of their little jars. And then I just keep it covered, like I stack the trays and I keep them covered with a piece of cardstock so nothing falls in them. All right, so here we go. Let's heat this up. There we have it. We've got that heated up. Now, as I was heating this up, I realized I'm heating it on my glass mat. I love that about this glass mat, that I can heat emboss on here. It is heat resistant. So I don't have to worry about it. I used to always worry about like burning my wood desk or warping my plastic table, that kind of thing. Now, I had meant to check before I came online, so I'm just going to pop over and check about the glass mat. I had heard a rumor, and it looks like the rumors are true. Let me just double check. I'm going to go into customer view. That the glass mat was now available to anybody and everybody, and it is. Oh my goodness, look at that. So for a long time, this glass mat was only available to demonstrators. But it is now available to anybody who would like to order it. It is $82, and you can get yourself a glass mat. So if you're a demonstrator and missed out on getting this when we could get it, and then you missed out on the pre-order last month, it is now available. And if you're not a demonstrator, you should really, get in touch with me and find out why you should be. 20% discount, and first to know and first to be able to grab things. But if you're not, this is still available to you, and it's $82, which means if you ordered it, you would also get this awesome Ice Cream Swirls card class to go as a freebie with it. So, and as you can see with these cards, like, of course, it's adorable with the ice cream, but this whole card concept is very reproducible with other themes. Like, you don't have to stick to ice cream. All right. But I mean, who doesn't love donuts and ice cream and strawberries? The only thing this kit is missing that I know is hard to make stamps that look good is some raspberries. Love the cherries and strawberries, but a good old raspberry with my donuts or my ice cream, that would be awesome too. All right. I'm so lucky our raspberries have finally come in, and so I've been chowing down on raspberries and blueberries in the mornings with some vanilla yogurt, and it has been so delicious. Okay, so there is our thanks all fussy cut. Now we're going to color up our donuts. Now we're going to do just like we did before. light pecan pie. Choose your tip based on your comfort, what you like to do for coloring kind of smaller spaces. I like the wider paint tip, but because these are blends, it really doesn't matter. Your color is going to blend. You're not going to be left with weird streaks no matter which end you choose. I think this is why I love blends so much. I actually feel guilty, like I neglect my markers since these blends came out. I mean, don't get me wrong, markers have a purpose still, but it is no longer to color in stamped images. They're great for coloring on stamps and being able to do little bits of color, tiny bits of color for stamping. They're great for all sorts of stuff, but not for coloring, in my opinion. All right. Oh, the grid on the glass mat is fabulous. The fact that it's heat resistant, easy to clean, you can even clean glue and stuff off of it is fantastic. All right, now I am using my dark pecan pie fine tip just to come through and do those little lines that they have on there. That's kind of like a bonus. You don't really need to do that. I do. All right, now we're going to get this is Berry Burst, right? Oh my goodness, it's not. I'd meant to do Berry Burst. I think I wrote down that I used Berry Burst, but this is Petunia Pop. You know what? I'm going to go with it because it's what I have in my hand. Both will be perfect. Berry Burst or Petunia Pop, not a big deal. Basically, it's a pinkish purple. Have some fun with it. All right, so light first, whether you're using Berry Burst or Petunia Pop, and dark second on that little line. Then our next one, we're going to do a crazy blue donut. So we're going to color light pool party. And then we're going to come back in and do dark for those lines. There we go. And finally, we're going to do that flirty flamingo like we did on our first donut on the first card. All right. So again, light first, and then come back through with the dark fine tip to do the little markings on there. All right. There we go. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to get our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine again, and we're going to cut out those donuts. Now we do have to go one by one this time because I only have one donut die. So let's find those lines. There we go. Oh, that's backwards. There we go. Perfect. All right. There we go. And roll it through. All right. So while I'm die cutting these, because this is not exciting, you've seen this happen, I'll let you know about a few other things that are going on. Today has been really quite a busy day for Stampin' Up. Today, the new glass mat came available to everybody. Today as well, the online exclusives updated, and so there's a whole bunch of new online exclusives, Christmassy stuff, Halloweeny stuff, all of that. I unfortunately don't have any of that to show you today. Sorry. June was a bit of a crazy month, and I didn't get an order of that kind of stuff placed on time to be able to show you anything like that today. And new kits as well. Absolutely gorgeous kits. One of them is like a floral kit, 3 of each of 3 beautiful floral patterned cards, and then one of them is kind of more like a kid's card. And you get 2 different designs, but 4 of each design. And I'm blanking right now on what they are, but they were super cute. Yeah, so that became available today. And oh, Kim, do you know what it is? I'm not actually that great at it. I just don't care enough if I don't do it right. It's just paper. Yeah, so lots and lots happening. And then, of course, probably lots of you didn't have time to read the little description with this video, but today is the start of bonus days as well. So bonus days is something that Stampin' Up! Does, I think every year at this time of year, for a long time they have, where for every $60 purchase, which happens to be how much you need to spend to get this card kit, you get a $6 bonus days coupon that you can then go and redeem in August. So just while I'm going ahead and creating this card here, I'm just putting 2 dimensionals on the back of each donut, and then we're sticking these down. So I always, for this one, I started with my center donut, and then I'm going to put my other 2 donuts out to the sides around it. Now, one thing that you can do now, though, oh, I can't lift that one up. I stuck it down. Is this is where the grid paper, oh no, where'd my, oh, there it is. This is where the grid paper comes in handy on the glass mat that Kim was talking about. I'll show you a little trick here. Yes, we're going to line up our card. Bottom of my card is lined up. Now I've got my first donut down. I am now going to line up my ruler. Oh, don't move your card while you're doing this. So I'm going to line up my ruler underneath it, and I can see that it's lined up straight because my ruler's on the same spot on both sides. And then when I peel off the backings of these donuts and pop these down, I can for sure get them at the same height, because I'm just going to line them up with the ruler. There we go. So now my donuts are all nice and lined up. And then finally, I'm going to put my thanks onto my card front, and I am going to use mini dimensionals for this one. So I've been using regular size dimensionals on my other ones. I'm going to grab some minis for this though. And I'm going to do 3. Might seem like a lot, but I just don't want any saggy bits on here. All right. Peel those off. Yeah, so if you earn bonus days coupons in July, from now till the end of July, then in August, any order you place in August, you can redeem those coupons. And so, like, let's say you placed a $60 order, you would get a $6 coupon that you could redeem in August. So $6 off an order in August. But let's say you placed a $60 order today, and then next week you placed another $60 order. Well, then you'd have 2 coupons. You can redeem them both together on the same order in August. Or if you placed a $120 order today, you'd get $12 in coupons that you could redeem all at once together in August. Oh, if your donuts are not aligned, Kim, you got problems. Better stay home and work on aligning those donuts. All right. So iridescent pearls are what we're going to use to embellish this, and we're going crazy with them. They're small, so we're going to use a lot of them. In fact, we're using 8 on this card, which I know is kind of weird. Okay, I thought I'd be all fancy and use this tool, but I might have to ditch it because I don't know why. I tend to be better at this with my fingers than with the tool. I know lots of people find the tool handy, but all right, so we're going to put 2 up there. Ooh, then we're going to throw a bunch on the card. No, we're not. We're going to put 2 down here. And just like that. So they're kind of nice until you push them down. You can kind of move them around. Whoa, and then fling them across the room. Good thing they're small. There we go. And 2 more over here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we kind of threw them all over the card front. Oh, thank you, Ellie. So like I said, this one was an almost case as well from the last catalog. I just changed up the sentiment and stuff. I just loved it. It was too nice, and my brain was fried after writing report cards. I could not think straight to come up with my own ideas, so I just tweaked other people's. Yeah, going a bit crazy with it, but that's okay. And you'll get the bling for that in your card. And then, oh, I forgot to do our envelope. So again, I won't bother coloring this, but I'll just quickly show you. I'd probably do 2 donuts on this card. So we're going to get out that donut mask again that we had from before. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go totally crazy. And I'm going to do 3 donuts maybe. So let's grab our mask, put that down. And now this is where we want to look at our lines though, because I don't want all my donuts going the same way. This is where we want to misalign our donuts. All right. You know what? I'm not going to do 3. I'm going to stick with 2. I think it looks good. I don't want to ruin it. All right. So we got 2 donuts on there. And then we can color those up. You can color them different colors. You can color them the same color. Totally up to you. And we got some little donuts on our card. So that's our second card for this ice cream swirl card class to go. All right. And our final card, I just think is so pretty. Here we go. This one is an original design. And because I really wanted to use the lemon lolly twine. Oh my gosh. All right. So we're going to pop that off to the side. And we're going to get going. So we've got a piece of basic white cardstock embossed with the 3D dotted circles embossing folder. So much fun. So let's grab some glue. Oh yeah, no worries, LA. I'm seeing you on Friday? No. Next Friday. Right. I guess it is a while. We'll talk before then. All right. Here we go. Oh my goodness, my glue is running out on me now. All right, I only have 2 things to glue, so stick with me here. I might have to open a new one. I don't know if I can get 2 pieces of paper out of this. We'll see. All right, so we're going to take these 3D dotted circles and glue them down to a piece of bubble bath cardstock. And then we are going to grab our nice long piece of lemon lolly here. And we're going to come on over here and wrap this around twice. Loop it underneath both strings and tie a knot. Okay, and then we're going to tie our bow. And then I think I'm going to have to swoosh mine around because I think my bow is too far over to the right-hand side, but that's okay. Let's show you guys how we do that. All right, so I do that. Now I'm going to put my circle on here. Yeah, just a little bit. So I want to move it over so it's closer to those big dots. That's the nice thing about this dotted circles is I have like reference points on here so I can see how far over I want it. All right, so we've got that done. Now this is going to get glued to our card front if I have enough glue left in here. Let's see. gave it a little rest and it rejuvenated. Now what I love about this, you'll notice I'm using kind of the thicker end of my glue stick, because then I get my little dab of glue and I can use that wide edge to spread it. It's almost like those Elmer's glue sticks or glue bottles that we had in school. Well, I had in school when I was little. So here we go. And we're gluing that straight to our card front. There. Now we are done with our glue. No more glue for this card. I have got my circle, and this is where Berry Burst came into play. And I thought I had the Berry Burst blend, but apparently I had Petunia Pop. I am going to grab my Berry Burst ink, and I'm going to do a, too dark. Oh well, we'll cover that up. I'm going to do a very light, or not so light, blending of Berry Burst in the background. I'm going to have to really cover that up with stuff. Yikes. All right, that's okay. So maybe brush it off a little bit onto a piece of basic white before you go putting it onto your card. I'm going to be able to fix that, no problem. So I'm not worried. All right. I have used my Hope Your Day is Sweet before, so I'm going to just give it a little clean, because we're going to use it again, but only half of it at a time. So I am going to find my least offensive area. There we go. And ink up just the Hope Your Day is. Oops, I went a little too far. So that's where the chamois that comes with our glass mat comes in so handy, is I can come in here and just remove that excess ink from my letter T, and we're good. And then I'm going to stamp that up as high as I can on my circle. All right, now I have to clean my stamp again, because this time I'm going to put it into Versamark and stamp it with a Versamark so we can emboss the word sweet. So you might remember on the first card, I went over the word sweet with a blend, with the Flirty Flamingo blend. And I said, oh, but you don't actually have to do that. You could emboss this or stamp this onto the cardstock and fussy cut it. Well, guess what we're doing now? So I am going to stamp that. Now that time I wasn't too worried about what got ink and what didn't, because I'm cutting out the word, so it doesn't matter if I ink up extra stuff. So I stamped that with Versamark. I'm going to run it through my white embossing powder. And again, you can see there I had extra ink. I got extra stuff. I'm not even going to worry about taking that off, because I am going to be cutting it off. Now I am going to worry though about getting enough embossing powder onto the T in my word sweet. There we go. Now I'm going to hold this with my tweezers and heat this up. Oh, that's funny, Kim. There we go. So the reason my errors are small on here is because I've already made the big errors when designing the class. So now we're just left with the little bloopers. All the real big mistakes happen off screen, and is the reason why my recycle bin is so full every day. Some of them I can try to salvage, but some of them you just can't. Now, if that circle had been really bad and I couldn't have saved it, I wouldn't recycle it though. I wouldn't just toss it. What I would probably do with that is continue to add ink to it. I might even grab another color to blend with it. And then instead of using it as a nice stylish shaped circle with the darker color on it, I'd actually use like an alphabet die or a leaf die and go over it and cut out the really cool, colorful pieces. But this, because I know that I'm going to be covering this up with things, I'm not worried about it. I mean, we'll see at the end of the day, but I think like my donuts and my strawberries and cherries, like they're going to cover so much of that, we're not even going to know. But we'll see. Time will tell. All right, so we've got our little sweet all cut out. Now we have to get all of our donuts and strawberries and cherries and everything. Now I'm coloring the cherries a bit different on this one. You'll notice they're quite dark. I'm super excited to show you how I did that. All right, so we're going to stamp. Now this is a 1, 2, 3 card. You're going to have one donut, 2 strawberries, and 3 cherries. Voila. There we go. 1, 2, 3 card. And of course, stamp your envelope. I'm realizing that our video is going quite long, so I'm not going to stamp my envelope right now. All right. Now, this one we're coloring a bit differently. We're going to still use Fleur de Flamingo and Pecan Pie, but we're also bringing Lemon Lolly into the mix. So we've got a lemon, oh, that's not as dark as I'd like. There we go. So light Lemon Lolly, and then we'll do Fleur de Flamingo, Pecan Pie, light Lemon Lolly. Okay, apparently I've used my light Lemon Lolly too much. It is getting low on ink. All right. I must admit, I really do like this color a lot. And then I'm coming in with my dark Lemon Lolly to do that bit. All right. Now, light Fleur de Flamingo. There we go. And light Fleur de Flamingo. And then do our little highlight with our thin tip dark. And then finally, light Pecan Pie. Oh, and now this has ended up being different than my original. That's okay. Come on in and do that. And do that. Now, if I really cared, I could actually color over top of my Fleur de Flamingo with my Pecan Pie, but I don't really care. So, all right, now this time around, we're going to keep our strawberries real red. So we're going to do light real red. And light real red. And then dark real red. Just like that. And then my Lemon Lolly for my seeds again. All right, so strawberries haven't changed much. Now, our cherries, though, we had done them in Poppy Parade, so they were like maraschino cherries. This time, we're going to grab our dark Petunia Pop or Berry Burst, your choice. So it's kind of like that cherry, purple cherry color. And then we're going to come in with our dark real red, which is a little bit different. So our dark real red, and we're going to do our highlights in that dark real red. And then we're going to come back in with our dark Petunia Pop or Berry Burst again and go over those spots again. All right, so just like that. So we get some real shading on here and some mixing of the red and the purple together. How do I take my lids off my blends? I don't know. I hold my pen, like the black part, and then I put my thumb and my other finger on the spots where those, like there's the little dots, and I pull. So My thumb's fully on top of those 3 dots. Now, I think I know why you're asking, though. I have one, unless I replaced it. I have one. Yeah, there it is. It's my shaded spruce. There we go. That is extremely challenging to pull apart, and I don't know why. It's just one. All my others are fine. And I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to make it easier. It's kind of strange. All right, let's do these strawberry tops and get these cut out so we can see if I need to redo that circle or not. All right, here we go. So we've got that done. We'll grab our little machine again and our dies. Do you have a few that are sticky, Kim? Yeah, and I'm not really sure. Oh, there we go. I put them somewhere safe, and then I forgot where the safe spot was. All right. So, donut. Now, I might not be able to do the strawberry closest to the donut. It might be too close, or I might be able to. Oh, good. I didn't do them too close. All right. If it was too close, I'd just pop over to the other strawberry. Oh, I didn't do my cherry stems. Okay, you know what? I've already got these dies on. So we'll die cut this one and then we'll color those stems. All right, so pop that down and roll it through. And there we go. And then we've got, so we're done with our donut, but we've got a strawberry and 2 cherries left. All right. Now I'm going to quickly just grab my dark pecan pie. And sorry, I'm going to just do this off screen because it's close to me and easy. I'm just going to quickly fill in those stems for that cherry. Awesome. All right, now put that back up. Second strawberry. Third cherry. No, second cherry. We still have a third to do. All right. Oh, they come apart. Oh, no. I mean, that is the nice thing about Stampin' Up. They do replace them. Sorry, I need this one more time. That is crazy. So I had one come apart, and I used some really strong glue and glued it back together. And it has worked just fine. But obviously, you know, we shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is and why it's only certain ones, because the majority of mine are just fine. But yeah, like I said, that one shaded spruce is really, really tough. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. We've got all of our bits. Now, these little guys, I am actually putting them onto this circle with dimensionals or mini dimensionals, depending on where they're going. So let's just grab this. So I started with my donut, and I just did a dimensional at the top and the bottom of my donut. There we go. And I popped it in like this, right kind of in the middle. Now, that is covering up a lot. It's too late now. I should have done, I should have checked it out before I started doing this, but that's fine. So then I just tucked my strawberry under there. Now it does have a dimensional on the back, and I can't tuck it any more than that because the other dimensional is getting in the way. That's okay. And then, now this guy, I'm going to put my dimensional far out to the side so that it doesn't interfere too much. Now, feel like I want that up a bit higher. Oh, you know what? I should have done this whole thing the other way. Oh, well. C'est la vie. All right. Now, this guy's going to go here. So what I'm actually going to do, instead of trying to put the dimensional in the exact right spot for him, I'm going to put the dimensional where I want it on my circle. And, well, Kim, I figured I had nothing to lose. If it didn't work or if it ruined the thing, it was already ruined. So, you know, really nothing at all to lose. Now for this one as well, I'm going to put the dimensional right there because that's the spot where I want my cherry. And then I don't have to figure out getting it the right spot on the back. And we'll pop that on like that. And part of me feels like I want to cover up all that hideous darkness and put the cherry back there. And I think that's maybe exactly what I'm going to do if I can get it tucked in far enough. In fact, I'm going to snip part of this cherry off because my dimensional's kind of getting in my way of being able to put this in. So I just snipped off part of my cherry. And I'm going to tuck that in there, and that really hides even more of that darkness. Now, I'm actually not even going to use a dimensional on the back of that one. I like how it's kind of sitting flatter. So I'm going to use a mini glue dot on there and pop that in there. All right. So see, we make these things work. The card wasn't exactly what I wanted. That's so dark there, and that we're just going to come in and change it up. All right. So the key is just don't cover up your words, right? All right. So now that's actually not looking awful anymore. So the original did have a light hue back there, but it was really light. This is a lot darker. That's okay. Now somewhere I created, there it is. I created the little word sweet. And we're going to pop this on here as well. Sorry, not pop it on. I used mini glue dots again to put this on. And I might just change up my positioning of where I put it. Because before I put it with the extra, I mean, I guess I could cut out an extra cherry. But I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a gem there and two down here. So I'm actually going to put the word sweet over on this side and completely switch it up. All right, now the embellishments we're using on here are the adhesive back sequins trio. And as you can see, I don't have a ton of the white ones left. I'm getting a little lower on the pretty peacock, but these pink ones, well, the smokes still have a lot of them. So we're going to use them up. There we go. And one up there, and that helps take away some of the harsh edge up there too. All right, so I'm loving it. So we made it work. We just switched it around and made it work. And then the final thing to do, oh, there it is to attach this to our card front, and we will do that with dimensionals. So let's grab our dimensionals. We're going to flip this upside down. I'm going to use 4 on here. There we go. Peel these off, and now the nice thing about this embossed piece is I lined it up when I embossed it so that we can now use the circle that's on there to place our circle. All right. And voila, we have our third card finished. So it turned out just slightly differently than the original, but I'm still happy with it. So that's our third card. I'm going to bring in all of the cards now for today's card class to go. It's a little bit of a longer one. Sorry, everyone. All right, here we go. And that is what we created today. So thank you so much for joining me in my extra long video today. Oh my goodness. It felt really good to craft, though it's been a little while. And so you have until next Tuesday to place an order using my host code. It's in the description of the video. And if you do that, a $60 order will earn you bonus days coupons as well as this card class to go with a full printed PDF, a link back to this video and everything. And if you're part of my newsletter, you'll also get this video with all the details, the host code, all the links and everything in an email tomorrow. So if you're not part of my newsletter, you have time to join and get added into that, and then you'll get all of that stuff into your inbox. I do these card class to goes. Well, I do a video every Wednesday, but I do these card class to goes on the first Wednesday of each month. So if you don't want to miss any, sign up for my newsletter, and then they'll just come direct to your email the day after if you did happen to miss the video. All right. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye. Thanks for watching, Kim.